All right, good morning. This is Grant Adlam reporting to you from Business Sense here in KZN. Today we have Gavin online, and Gavin is one of these incredible people who've used quantum silver and has used it very, very successfully. So Gavin is here today just to tell us about his experience with quantum. And so Gavin, I'm going to hand it over to you, introduce yourself and fill us in on your experience.
Okay, well, nice to meet you, Grant. So I've had quite a number of amazing testimonials, you'd like to call them, with various people, starting with ourselves at home, where my first experience that I had with it, I bought some of the gel, and being an ex-farmer, I've got quite a lot of the skin cancer things on my arms from being out in the sun all the years, and have used all the expensive medication, and yes, it clears and then it comes back again. And then I started treating my one arm with gel and left the other one to see what would happen, and blow me down, my one arm is as clear as a bell. And then I started, right, I'll get the other one going too, and had a few other little things, a thing on my head that wasn't really nice. I've got rid of that with the quantum silver gel just by rubbing it on twice a day. So that convinced me that, right, we're onto something here now. And then since then, I've had a few incidents where I've taken it to people, and in particular, the very first one that I saw working amazingly was a young girl that worked at one of our agricultural outlets, who was actually extremely embarrassed on her state of her skin with acne. A young girl, beautiful child, and costing her parents like 2,000 to 2,500 rand a month at a dermatologist. I then said to her, try this. I was actually with her father on the farm, and he'd heard of the old colloidal silver type thing and what they'd, and when we spoke about it, and I said to him, look, I've got stuff here. So I said, please give this to Yanka. I gave her a little pot. Since then, which is now about 6 months, you actually can't see that she ever had acne. And she buys her little pot from me every month. She puts in her order at the beginning of the month. She gets her little 125 grams, and she is as clear as a bell, and it's actually wonderful to see. So that was one. The next one was a young girl who works for us at the feed company in Port Elizabeth at the mill, and she's in charge of what we call the small store, where they put all the additives into the feeds, and some of them, I guess, can be not poisonous, but they can react. People can react to these things. And she broke out in these most horrific welts of like blisters and just like eczema on her body, on her hands, and to the point where she actually couldn't come to work at some stages. And one day when we were down at a meeting there about 3 months ago, I cornered her and I said, Melanie, please, I want to help you. Yeah, I've got this stuff. I've got it with me. I brought it with me because I thought I might ask you to use it. Please try it. So she started using it, and within about 10 days, she phoned me and she said, I please need some more magic. So I said, right, I'll send you some more magic. Since then, we got it nearly under control, but it kept on repeating a bit. Just by using the gel. And then I said to her, right, I'm sending you a liter of the liquid, which I did. And she phoned me last week and she said, Gavin, you've actually just changed my life. I don't know what to say to you as far as what I'm feeling now. This thing is gone. She said, every now and again, a little piece will pop out somewhere on her body, and then she just kills it with the gel again. And and she's continuing to use it as a tonic as well now. So those are two, amazing testimonials that I've got as far as convincing me that these things actually work. myself, I got a bit of flu last Thursday, and my wife's a nursing sister, tried to force me to the doctor, and wanted me to go onto antibiotics. And what I said, look, I've got now 5 liters of quantum here, just leave me for a while. By Friday evening, I thought I'd be down and out, and I wasn't. And I was actually feeling not too bad. Did get into my chest a little bit, but I've controlled it amazingly. I've been taking it. Then I was taking it 3 times a day. This morning she woke up with a runny nose, so she's on it. So we're going to doctor it like that. I'm just trying to think of a couple of others. There's one that I've got on the go now. Yeah.
But you see, Gavin, that's why I wanted to get you on the show and basically just hear those stories, because I've been interviewing a lot of people, and the way your excitement and your enthusiasm comes to helping is exactly as you said. That's what Thomas does.
Sure.
You know, I've got very similar stories on myself. I don't know if you know my story. I was basically interviewing Thomas, and I've been suffering for about 5 years. I got some form of pneumonia, and every time I did a race, the stress put me into absolutely man down.
Sure.
I had a race to do, and my wife said, "Why don't you use the stuff that's sitting on the dining room table?" And I did. And that was on the Monday. On the Thursday, I phoned my friends and said, "We're going to Joburg, we're racing." That was November last year. I haven't missed a single race. And every time I get a niggle, but I just take a gargle and I gargle it so we don't waste it, swallow it once a night. That's it.
You do it every day?
I do it every day. And because I literally haven't had a day sick since I started on it. So that miracle water, as you call it, magic. What did you call it? Magic.
Magic water.
Magic. It goes between the two. Some people say miracle, some people say magic. It's exactly that. It has that effect.
Yeah. Now I actually can't wait to get this thing to just spread now. It's going to, you tell 1, and then 5 here, and 3 do it, and then another 5 do it, and so this thing will multiply, I believe. And to the point where I got to, I spoke to a lady about something else totally the other day. I don't even know if it was some other common interest that we had, and she's down in Cape Town, and she just quickly shared, and she said, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to go and visit my mother I'm going to spend some time in Hermanus with her, and she's really battling with an eczema thing on her neck here, and she's had it for years." And so I said, "Irma, when are you going?" She said, "I'm going tomorrow." So I said, "Can I post it for you? I'm going to send you 6 little tubs or 10 tubs. I'll send you whatever you need." And she's so flippin' chuffed now that she's got this stuff. She's trying it on her mom. She's doing some photos for me before and after. So I'm waiting for that result. I know it's going to work. And then she wants to now start putting it on her Facebook pages and so, and she does that for a living now. She's kind of retired, but that's what she does. And I said to her, just talk to me. Let's get this thing. Let's get the news out there, So that's, whether I'm approaching it in the right way, Thomas must stop me if he's got to, but I've just got to get it out there.
Yeah, I don't think there is any right and wrong way. When you're helping people, it just makes you feel good, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, it does. So your own family are always the ones that are the most critical.
Yeah.
So all the brothers-in-laws and things, I talk when we're at a gathering, and now they're starting to ask now. 10 days ago, my one brother-in-law bought a 5-liter, and off he went with it. I took the next brother-in-law, his 5-liter. So, and then his daughter had a little cancer thing on her face that she had cut out. I gave her a little pot, and she's been using that. So there's all sorts of things just starting to happen, and I want to become a kind of a mission in my. Everybody that says, "Oh, I've got this wrong with me," I say, "I've got the stuff for you," So, whether they want to believe it or not is the next thing. But so
that's exactly what I said to Thomas in an interview I had earlier today. Is that all I'm doing? It feels like just drinking water. I mean, it tastes like water, it looks like water. Anything it is water, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. Yeah, I actually listened to your on the YouTube earlier on. with Thomas, and yeah, about all the flu and all that sort of thing, So
yeah,
it's really interesting, and I just believe that this molecule that they've now perfected, I think it's just a wonder thing, and people are obviously, all the big pharma and that aren't going to want to hear too much about these things, but let's see. Let's see. I think we're going to do it.
All right. Well, Gavin, I'm going to call it a day and say thank you very much for giving us that sort of positive input. I mean, because you touched on so many different things, and we can carry on because as you're saying them, that my mind's sparking in all directions. But I will come back to you, and we'll get the outcome of those two stories that you started, because
great. Okay.
I'd love to hear the end of those, because they're always going to end well.
Yeah, they're going to. So, Grant, no, thank you. I feel humbled to be able to even speak to you. And I can only thank Thomas for introducing the products to us. And I think he's doing an amazing job. And he's so passionate about it, which is amazing.
And that he is.
Yeah.
Gavin, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Grant.